Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lyric, better known as Everything Lee, and today we are back with another video. So if you read the title, you know we are doing a natural makeup tutorial today, and this look is going to be very beginner friendly. No eyeshadow will be included because I feel like sometimes beginners get intimidated by the beauty community and the social media posts that they see. So I wanted to come and do something that was more for an everyday look, something you can use while going out. You know, just when you feel like doing your makeup. Something easy to practice so people can follow along. So stay tuned so you can see the makeup look. Now that we're up close and personal, I want you guys to see. Here we're starting with a blank canvas. I do have some blemishes going on, but that's neither here nor there. You know, we're gonna drink our water, mind our business, and keep it going. So I like to start off with brows. So I just get my spoolie and I kind of just brush out my brows, brushing them in the direction that you want them to go. So my brows, from here over, my brows go up, and then from this over, my brows go down. So I brush this part up. I need my brows done, but I haven't went home. So, and since I'm at school, I don't trust anybody but my brows. Like, sometimes I don't even trust myself. Jesus. Then I go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade, and I use the color dark brown, and we don't have a brush. I like to take a angled brush like this. Elf has a really good non-expensive brush. As you can see, my brush has been through it. I don't even know. It looks like somebody been chewing on my brush. Lord Jesus. So what I like to do is just take the pomade, stroke it, and then wipe it on my hand just to get the harsh line, that first harsh line off. And then I like to start from the bottom. You can, first of all, let me say this. Whether you're using a pomade or a pencil or a cream, whatever you want to do, you literally can do this same exact step to doing your brows. So what I like to do is start from the middle because that's where you want most of your product to be. So I just take it and I just do light strokes at the bottom, creating a line at the bottom of my brow, and just following the natural curvature of my brow. And I just fill that line in. So of course it looks kind of harsh at first, but the more we blend it out, the better it will look. And then I also like to do a line on my brows at this area right here because my brows used to be way thicker, and I know I get a lot of compliments on my brows. So when I say that they used to be thicker, people are like, girl, you have amazing brows, but you know where you've been and you know where you've come to. So I like to just take the brush and do that same line at the top to kind of thicken that out. So I just take it from where my edge of my brow is and just swipe down, and then from there I'm just going to use the access to just make little hair strokes inside of the brow. So once I do that, I go back in with my spoolie to make that line at the bottom less harsh. So just brushing the product in, and I go back in the way that my brows grow. So wherever the way the hair grows, that's where the way I like to brush the product in. Now, if you are not a person with thick brows, you can use this trick. So I'll use this brush because it's a full brush. If you want to have thicker, like draw on thicker eyebrows and not go with your natural shape of your eyebrows should not go past this point. So what you can do is take a you know, any brush that you have and put it angled at the, so like this is 90, 120, whatever, we'll say 120 angle. So the corner of your eye, and wherever that ends, that should be where, always start at the bottom though, that should be where you stop for your brow. So if you're taking a pencil, a brush, whatever, you take it and you line, make your line and stop right there. If you go too far, your brow gonna end up down here at the end of your eye. That's not cute. You don't want that. Your brows are not twins, they are sisters. Sometimes even cousins, but make them sisters, okay? And just make hair-like strokes till you feel like you are done and full enough, and then you go ahead, go back in with that spoolie and just make that line less harsh. Don't worry about the imperfections in your brow because it can all be concealed. We are going to take our NARS concealer, and I have the little travel one because I actually ran out of my bigger one, and I am in the color Hazelnut. So sometimes I use the wand that's on here and sometimes I use a brush. Today I'm gonna use the wand. I like to turn it to this side, like to the back of it technically, because when you put on your concealer it's to this way. So I turn it this way, and because it's sharper at the end, and I just go again, going from the middle and just trace the natural line of my brows. And then you can either do it in one stroke, you can do it in a few. So just trace that line, and then I usually go back to make the line go past my brow. Now, for me, I like to conceal above my brow too, to just make it a little more sharper. Some people don't conceal above your brow. You just need to figure out what's best for you. So when I conceal the top, I use the other side, and I just drag it along, connecting the two. And I love this concealer. I love it. And I didn't go in for any more product. I just used what was on the brush because you don't want to have a lot of product on your face. I mean, you can have a lot of product on your face. This is what I'm trying to say. I don't go back in to use more product because I already have products on the brush. So I'm gonna use whatever I have on the brush because we're going to conceal it anyway. This is not something that needs to have a lot of pigment at the moment. So I'm not gonna keep dipping and dipping and dipping because I want to build pigment, because at the end of the day it's to conceal, and this is a natural makeup look, so you don't want it to be heavy or not natural. Before I keep going, I like to just kind of look at the brows, see if they talk in the same language, they got the same parents or aunties.
You can either blend this out with a brush, a beauty blender. I kind of go back and forth, but today I'm just going to use a brush. This brush right here
is from Younique. That is a company that I used to sell makeup for when I was younger, in like high school days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull down and I'm going to pat. So when I get up here, I'm going to pull up and pat it through and just brush it out to blend it. So pulling it down away from that brow, pulling some of that product. And this concealer is very close to my skin complexion. I do use this as my highlight, but I also put another concealer on top of it. So sometimes I don't. When I want to go bare face, skin-like, flawless, silk, I just use it by itself. And what I did was I wet the brush with the e.l.f. setting spray. So just, you know, a couple of sprays as needed. When I use a beauty blender though, I typically go in wet it with water. Yes, we are. 'Cause we are sisters. Name that movie. So we just continue to just pat it up. That's not even a song. They say tat. And then you can just use that extra product on the brush to just go over any blemishes. That's what I like to do. I don't like to waste product. We need all that. I want all my coin. So then what I typically do is set that concealer into place. So I am taking my Bare Minerals setting powder, and I have no idea what color this is. I've had this powder for a very, very long time. Honestly, if we want to be honest, I had this powder before like I knew what to do with setting powder. I just, you know how when you first start doing makeup and you just buy everything that people tell you to buy? It was kind of one of those moves. But yeah, so now I just go in with a very light hand and set it. Now we are gonna go to the face. So I have been using this Farsali. What is the name of this? The Farsali Rose Gold Elixir. I love this stuff. I want to try the Skin to Blur. I bought the small bottle because I didn't know if I was gonna like it or not. So I just was like, well, we'll get the small bottle and we'll try it. And then you can even see it a little bit. It has the little gold flakes in there. It is so bomb. Like, when I tell you I love this stuff, I love it. I just massage that onto my face. Now, this is an extra little step I like to take because I do have dry skin, so I like to put this on before my primer to just give me a nice little underglow. I highly suggest this product. It just feels so, it feels so soft and it smells so good. Like, it smells like, not vanilla. I don't know what this smell is, but it is immaculate. I love it. I put it on my neck. Extra go on my hand. So I know that Skin to Blur is, bomb. So another product that I got the trial size in is the Milk Hydro Primer. And guess what? I love this too. So I just take a couple of squirts. You really don't need that much. But the thing I like about this primer is that it's sticky. So it's sticky, but it doesn't feel drying. Like, I really put too much on, but like, it's tacky. So tackier primers usually help your foundation stick a little more. Like, you see that bounce back? Period. I love it. So, do I want to go in with my Fenty or
One eternity later.
I'm about to go to a party, so let's do Fenty because we about to be sweating. Because we about to have fun. Pump a few pumps onto, that was 3, onto my beauty blender. And then just tap the back of that. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap. I got it in my eyebrow. Tap, tap, tap. And then I'm gonna just blend that out. Girl, you did not. Girl, I'm tripping. Cause I know I know I wasn't blending this out with no dry beauty blender. That's crazy. I lost my mind. So I usually just add extra coats into my problem areas, which are usually my cheeks, because my pores are really open right there, and my forehead. Just blending that out, and make sure you get in the crevices. So what I'm gonna do is, because I was using the flat side of my beauty blender, I'm gonna take this side of my beauty blender and wet it really damply. Is that a word? And take some of that extra product off, and then I'm gonna just, what I'm gonna do is tap right here where I want to build some more coverage to get some of that off, and then go in and get in those little crevices around the neck. That little space right there, you know how many people I see every day, I want some extra coverage with this little space. I understand we got hair right there, but that space needs some attention. It needs some. You can't be light skin right here and then dark skin right there. It can't.
Electric chair.
Holy shit.
Another trick that I like to do, this is something that I kind of started doing when I first began doing makeup, but it kind of just became a habit of mine, is looking in more than one mirror. Because, so like, I have this mirror, I have this mirror. Oh, this mirror is, the back of this is dirty. And I just kind of like to look in more than one mirror because you can get different views. I'm going to go back in with that NARS concealer. And what I like to do, because my face is rounded, I like to go in and round out my concealer in that area. Because I notice when my nose itching. Woo! I noticed that when I first started doing makeup, I would do the little triangle look, and I was not particularly fond with how it fit on my face. Really, makeup is about making yourself look how you want to look, you know? So if that means it makes you feel beautiful, that's what you use it for. So just because I do my concealer under my eye in an oval shape doesn't mean that the triangle shape won't work for you. So it's just about being who you are. And then I know a lot of people don't do this little line right here, but particularly I love it. And I do a little Cupid's bow. Deepen that up because my lips are very small. So I like it to look like that. Now, this is something I learned from Auntie Jackie Ina, is to let that concealer sit. And ever since I've been doing that, holy grail. Holy grail. Before I blend that concealer out, I am going to go in with the Instant Age Rewinding by Maybelline. And this is the shade 160. I'm just going to pump it out, tap it on my hand, and just get a little bit out. And then I am going to go into the inner corners of it and not go past like right here, because this is a lighter shade. So I just use this to highlight, but I don't want it to sit as long as my normal concealer. So I go ahead and just stamp that in. And I really only do it in the inner corner. A few stamps, just a little bit under the eye. And you let that sit for like 30 seconds. Or a minute. With my damp beauty blender. And just tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap it up. Or tap it out. Just tapping it out, blending it in. Making it schmexy. Like, this is flawless. I like to just go in circular motions. I mean, you know, you drag it down a little bit. And also what I like to do is press. So you see how the concealer is up there? Press to kind of give it that natural contour, because I do not like contouring my nose. I don't know if it's just because, well, I'm not an expert at makeup, so I don't like to contour my nose. So I use the press-in method. I kind of learned that from Makeup Shayla to, you know, like cheat the contour. But I don't personally care for contouring my nose. It's an extra step that I believe that I can live without. Other people can be the judge of what they want to do for themselves, but for me personally, I'm just keep going ahead and going with that little cheat method. And then for my Cupid's bow, I just go in with the top and just run that down, establishing that line a little more. So highlighting it is gonna make it deeper. And then I just take the edges of it out. That's giving me very much Blendiana. And then I just take that top part with the same beauty blender. I have not re-wet my beauty blender, so it is not soaking. And we just very much pat them up. Pat-a-tat-tat. Until she's blended. So you can get closer. See, she's very, very blended. She is your queen. Hold on, before I get to singing. Before I start singing, we are going to set, because we do not want any extra fine lines coming through. So I'm going to go back in with that Bare Minerals powder. And what I like to do once I tap it onto the beauty blender, this is still the same beauty blender, I haven't wet it again, nothing has changed. I tap it on my hand just to get some of that excess powder off. And I just go in and set. Now that we let that sit for a minute, I'm gonna just go in with a fluffy brush. Don't matter what brush you have. I did not set up there. Oh my god. I didn't set nowhere else but my under eye. Who do I think I am? You lost your mind. That's what you did. I apologize. So, because crazy. Psycho. Anyway. Like I was saying, we gonna brush that from under the under eye, because clearly that's the only place we think we have to set nowadays. Just brush it away. And then I am going to go back in with that Studio Fix just under my eyes and tap that in. And then brushing that away. I do this sometimes too. I take a powder that is my color, and when I usually do heavier baking days, which I do sometimes, I don't like to bake heavy because my skin is very dry and I already used a mattifying foundation, so I don't want to be giving me much skeleton. So once I do it in those areas that we said, I just go ahead and go around the whole face to even it out. So after I apply the glue to the strip of the lash, yeah, it's the right eye, I like to go in with a pair of tweezers and a mirror. So I usually set my mirror like such, so that way I can look down on it like such, and then put the tweezers over like that, so that way I can see my lash line, make sure I'm putting the lash far enough down into the lash line and correct placement. So you don't want to have your lash too far this way, you don't want to have it too far that way. I mean, there's ways to get around that if you do happen to I dropped it. The disrespect. All right, let me put this lash on before I drop it in. Bye. So again, you just gonna take that mirror, take that lash. I love using tweezers. People who put lashes on with their fingers might be psychos. And go on that lash line, adjusting it as such, pushing it in, and voila. Yep, baddie. And who gonna tell me otherwise? So once that, let that dry. So I'm pretty sure this eye is dry. What I like to do is go ahead and push my natural lashes and the lash line together. This side is not dry, so we're not doing that. As I go ahead and do it anyway. So from here, I'm gonna take my Maybelline Big Shot Mascara. I love, 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 love Big Shot Mascara. Oh, is you trying to get feisty out here? All right, and then I'm just gonna take my mascara and just work that into both my lash and the strip lash. This side is dry, just push down. Now you could use a lash curler, but your fingers are a great tool, and I mentioned that in my last video, 2 videos ago actually. Nope, it was my last video, sorry. My last video, your hands are great tools, even with makeup. And if you haven't seen that last video, you played yourself. Go watch it. It's out. It's up. It's running. You see that extra glue up there? Please don't clock me for my nails, but the extra glue up there, a trick I like to do is just get a Q-tip, wet it, or you can lick it, whichever one you want to do, and just rub the Q-tip on that glue. I don't have one in front of me, so I won't be showing that in the tutorial today. So you just rub it on there and do it gently. The wetness will help the glue come off. Don't be rubbing to where your lash come off. This is not, it's called a scratch and sniff. This not that. Almost done with the look. Almost done. Almost done. So what I like to do now is go ahead and go in with some setting spray and just set that. Just let that dry. And then I'm gonna take the same beauty blender that I've been using this entire time and just push that into my face. Another trick I learned from Auntie Jackie. Now, I am not too big of highlighting my cheekbones. I do sometimes, but I have problem areas on my cheekbones, so that's usually where most of my, this is not the brush I wanted, my acne comes in at. So I usually just highlight my nose, sometimes above my brow bone, but under my brow bone. So I'm just gonna do a subtle highlight today, and we're gonna do nose and brow bone. So just popping it on the nose and then blending it out with my finger. And then sometimes I even like to go in and tap down. Like I was saying, taking that and just going down there and then going from, let me tap this off a little bit. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all what I was using. The highlight I'm using is the Master Chrome, and I believe this only comes in one color, but we're gonna say 100 is the number, and it says multi-gold. So we're just gonna take that and just brush it slightly onto that brow bone, giving us a little highlight. Yes, yes, yes. This is so pretty. Yes, very natural, other than the lashes, I guess. Now that we have completed the face almost, I have to get my lip stuff. 1 second. What lip do I want to do? This is a natural tutorial lyric. We're gonna do a natural lip. Basically done with the look. We are gonna go in now with a lip liner by NYX, and I think it is named Downtown Beauty. And we are just going to line our lips with that. How do y'all feel about overlining the lips? It's like I want to try it because my top lip is small, but I also feel like I don't know how. So I stick with what I know, kind of. Maybe one day, let's try it. And if you are a melanin girl like me, brown lip liner is your best friend, okay? This right here is my bestie. I had this one brown lip liner, y'all. Let me tell you, I loved it. And now I can't find it anymore. Let's see if I can. Tiger Teeth. Ugh. Alright, there we go. Next, I'm gonna go in with this NYX Butter Gloss, y'all, in the color Madeline, not Maybelline. I love this stuff. And you know what? I'm not even gonna be upset about telling y'all because it's never in the stores anyway. So this is the finished look. I did go ahead and blend in my foundation with my hairline, so make sure you do that because I did not show it on the video. Does not mean that it does not need to be done. Okay. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at _everythinglee_. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And I thank you guys so much for the support that you are just giving me. It's just giving me, my heart is so warm. So I appreciate you and I am so thankful. Hope you enjoy. Bye.